went through each jungle deep for the paradise that we'd to see. There's no trip for the weak. We're waltzing with the natives. Na 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 na.
Hello people, welcome back to the Celtic Corner. We are here today to talk about yesterday's match, Celtic against Hibs. However, it's just finished at Tynecastle. Corey, you watched the game, I watched the game, mate. Hearts were victorious 2-1, and that is now Rangers out the title race. Would you agree with that?
100%, mate. 7 points, 3 games ago. Tough ask. Very tough ask.
What did you make of the game, mate?
First half was a bit slow, but thought it was alright. It was all Rangers, I thought. But second half, Hearts just came out and Rangers didn't have an answer for it, pretty much. The first goal it was a bit of a clanger, I would say, because I think Butland and the defence could have done better. But the second goal, Shankland just doing what Shankland does, man. That was a perfect striker's goal.
First half, I thought it kind of lacked a wee bit of quality, if I'm honest. I mean, it was a decent enough game because, you know, there was kind of end to end. However, I don't think there was much quality in the first half. They were kind of thinking too many chances. Halkett, in the first kind of 5-10 minutes, had a header over the bar. And I was thinking to myself, you know, we got an argument here to say that, you know, because Halkett's a Rangers fan, he meant that. You know what I mean? The amount of things we've been hearing in the last few weeks. So he intentionally put it at the bar, you know, after 10 minutes. And then, you know, Rangers grabbed their early goal. Dijon Sterling gets it. Comes off Steinberger, loops over Swallow into the back of the net. And Rangers did well the first half. You know what I mean? I thought Hearts were really, really poor the first half.
I don't know if maybe the pressure got to them a wee bit or what, but nah, they weren't at the races, so to speak. But second half, they've done what they've been doing all season, pretty much, just fucking going for it. And they might be lacking in quality with some players, but they've got fucking that grit and determination that's getting them over the line.
Well, manager of the year, who was confirmed yesterday, Derek McInnes, made a bold change at half time, changed his shape a wee bit, brought on Blair Spittle. And I thought that changed the game. I thought he was really, really good. Hearts came on knocking on the door. And then eventually, as you say, mate, they get their goal through Kingsley, taps it in after, was it Kerry Idris that had the shot? Kind of parried, the parried it to Kingsley, stuck it in the back of the net. And Hearts there was only going to be really one winner for there. I didn't think Rangers offered much after that. I can't really remember Swallow having too much after that. And then we've got to talk about that goal, mate. I mean, I think we both say that, mate, you know, went off the underside over the years that Rangers should have went out and got Lauren Shankland. You know what I mean? Rangers were crying out for Lauren Shankland, in my opinion. You know what I mean? A number 9 box goal scorer. You know what I mean? Penalty box goal scorer. Exactly what the type of player Rangers were crying out for. You know what I mean? You've got your Ali McCoy, surely. I know we're not here to talk about Rangers, but I'm now at the title race, so I want to talk about this for a wee minute. But you know, your Ali McCoy, your Chris Boyds, all these guys, all penalty box strikers and all that. Lawrence Shankland would have been ideal for Rangers early years. But thankfully they never went out and got him. And mate, what a goal, man. That left, see that, you know, see if you're a coach, right, of like young boys and that, I would just be going like that. Look at that goal. You know what I mean? The ball comes in, Lawrence Shankland's just standing right in the penalty spot. His body shape and everything, mate. Left foot, he's a weaker foot, man. And he's just everything about it, the stance, the technique, everything, mate. He's a brilliant player, man. And I just thought it was a lovely, lovely goal.
I think he's underestimated, to be fair. Because I think it's because he's not had that big move to the Old Firm. If it was, I would take him at Celtic, to be fair. Back in the day, I don't think it would come, but I would think he's fucking. But what he says is exactly what he says in the tin. He's a striker, and he's probably Scotland's best striker, without a shadow of doubt.
Well, that's it. That's it, mate. I mean, when I see that goal like that, I'm thinking World Cup, Scotland. He's got to be in the team. I know that he's no the quickest. He's not the most mobile guy in the world. But, I mean, I just think if you're Scotland, right, and you've got like Ben Doak on one side and, you know, try to think who else we got on the other side that could play that kind of, well, that's one of our problems. We've not really got wingers for Scotland. But
McGinn there sometimes.
McGinn and kind of imagine you had McGinn and then kind of Doak and Lauren Shanklin would be perfect along that top line against a team like Haiti and all that. You know what I mean? Where you're trying to score goals.
There was times in the Euros last time I thought he should have started. I think it was like the Switzerland game or something like that. And he didn't start and he came on when he was pretty much done and dusted. You're like, what's the point? You need to get him starting. And when he does start, I think it was Finland or something like that, in one of the friendlies. It looked good. So I'm like, he
Right.
just needs it takes a wee while to get in a game sometimes. But strikers do that. They don't need to be there. They're playing the whole 90 minutes, being busy. He just needs to be in that box, give him the right service, and he'll score you a goal like he's in the night.
Aye. I mean, Steve Clark should turn around in the summer and go, big man, you're my striker. You know what I mean? Because it's like, he was full of confidence today, even in the first half. And I know he made a couple of kind of brash challenges and stuff, but he's getting in people's faces and all that, you know what I mean? They made a kind of a late challenge on Fernandez. But that's what you want, man. You want your player right in amongst it. And even though they were only playing well the first half, Lauren Shankland was getting in their faces. And then if I'm Steve Clark, I go, I want you to play. Want to make you as important to this Scotland team as you are to the Hearts team, and then give Lauren Shankland a bit of confidence to go. You know what? I'm his striker. I'm the main man here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because with Scotland, it's kind of like Dykes and Adams and him, and he's kind of a bit part player and doesn't get in squads and all that. And you're like, nah, this is the time now where you go like that to Lauren Shankland. See the World Cup, mate. You're my number one striker.
I don't get why he's not in that conversation like more. I think it's more the fans and people on podcasts and all that. They're all saying get Shankland as your number one striker and you'll score more goals. But Steve Clark, he's always been the these are the boys that got me here, so I'm going to stick with them. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work because Adams and Dykes, well, the three of them, if you anybody, people like, who would you choose as your main striker? Everybody would say Lawrence Shankland. Everybody.
Aye, but I think with Steve Clark, when it comes to Shankland, I think it's more, Shankland's style of play that Steve Clark doesn't like. I don't. He can't honestly turn around and say that he's no better than Dykes and Adams because he is, and Jeff, is it George Hurst and all this. He's better than all of them, right? But I think when it comes to his style of play, I think he maybe thinks that Shankland isn't mobile enough because you need somebody who's powerful and strong and quick up there. And Shankland's merely a kind of penalty box striker, as we're talking about. You know what I mean? But to me, Adams and Lyndon Dykes, they can't score a goal like that. They cannot score a goal like Lauren Shankland scored there.
No, no. If they did, there would be fucking highlight reel and all that. Best goal they've scored this season type of deal. But
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see the World Cup. We'll see. But he's my number one pick anyway as a striker.
aye, it was excellent. But anyway, that's that game done. I thought Rangers were really, really poor. Rangers are now going to win a trophy this season. um, so I'm sure we're both gutted about that, mate.
Absolutely.
Um, aye, devastated, man. But the Rangers are now 7 points behind Hearts. They're out of title race. Celtic are now 3 points behind Hearts because yesterday Celtic went to Easter Road. So we're here to talk about that, mate. When I seen the lineup yesterday, the first thing I did was text you and say that's what I said during the week. That's the team I thought was going to happen. What were you thinking when you seen the team lineup?
I don't know. I felt quite relaxed because usually when I see the team, especially this season, I'm like, oh fuck, he's played him or he's played him. But I looked at that and I'm like, that's probably the strongest we've got. I would have liked a proper striker up front, but we don't really have one who's fully fit or who's half decent. So like, I would accept Maeda, especially the past two games. And so I thought we should have a very comfortable game, but it didn't turn out that way.
It didn't turn out that way, but it should have. Anyway, the first kind of I don't know exactly what minute Jamie McGrath makes a late lunge on Alistair Johnston. When I first seen it, mate, I thought that's harsh. Like I'm talking about in real time. But when
Aye,
you see the replay, yeah, it's a fucking no brainer. It's 100% red. I think.
I don't think you can get anybody arguing that's not a red card. He got him in the ankle. I think even when he done it, he kind of had that face like I'm fucked. He's like I've made a total ass of this year. The fact that it was a yellow card for where the referee's position was, and it was a yellow card. I think that's a bit questionable. But I get it if he was at a different angle or whatever. But even the VAR replays, he's looking right at it, and he's like yellow card, and they had to go to VAR for it to be a red card. I think that was a bit dodgy. But aye, stonewall red card. Even David Gray's coming out, he says you can defend the other red cards that he's had the past couple of games, but he's like, I couldn't defend that one. So even he knows it was a stonewall red card.
I'm going to defend the officials on that one because I think, like I say, when I first seen it, I thought it's a bit harsh because I think it's difficult to see the impact and how high it is initially. Even for the referees, the referees may be thinking, okay, it was late, it was a bit reckless in that. Maybe he probably thought it was borderline and decided to go down the yellow card road. But then when you see it from different angles and stuff, he's not get the luxury of different angles when VAR get involved in VAR. Can he just turn around and say that's a red, can they? They have to send them to the monitor to have a look. I think that's the rules, isn't it? Where you need to go.
Aye. If
We think it's clear and obvious, but you go and make up your mind. But aye, it was high, it was late, it was just aye. But we need to put to bed this fucking pish, mate, about, Jamie McGrath meant it. You know what I mean? He's going to, as we spoke about before, mate, you know what I mean? It's like he's going to really come out and all his teammates and all that, he's going to let his teammates down, he's going to let his gaffer down, he's going to let everybody in the stadium down. I mean, come on, man, it's ridiculous.
I think the only thing that I found embarrassing for Hibs yesterday was the support. The support there was. Usually it's never busy when it's on the telly, but it was empty, and I was hearing that it was Hibs fans just protesting, like not going to the game type of thing, wanting them to lose. I just don't agree with that at all. And even when Celtic scored, they didn't seem upset or they didn't seem raging or anything like that. And I'm like, this is a weird atmosphere. I don't like it because even when they scored, it was kind of like, oh, yay. So it wasn't really pure craziness that they would probably expect when Hibs scored against Celtic, but aye, I found that embarrassing, and all the conspiracy theories they called us fucking mental and conspiracy theorists and obsessed and all that, but turns out the other side is just as bad.
I can't actually believe how they're acting right now, mate. I think it's embarrassing. The things that they're saying about all these decisions and stuff like that. I mean, I agree
When
with you
things
about it.
when
Sorry?
things don't go their way, they just
Right.
whip out that old, oh, you're all getting it. The SFA don't like us. It's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit.
And I agree with you about the Hibs fans, by the way, as well. I mean, that's embarrassing. No turning up to the game because you bought a season ticket and all this, and you only got the game because Hearts might win the league.
Mm.
Honestly, give peace, man. Turn up, support your team, go home, and then whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? It's like if you've got a season ticket that you've paid for, go and go to the game. Don't just decide you're not going for the reason. Different if you've got your other reasons that you can't go to the game and all that, but no because you don't want the team to win. I mean, that is absolutely embarrassing
Aye, because
from his point of view.
I think they do the same thing as Rangers do, and is like if you can't make the game and nobody else can take your ticket, you can kind of put it up for not an auction, but it's kind of like if somebody pays for a ticket, they can use your ticket.
Mm.
It's just like swap them over. And I seen that loads of Hibs fans were point blank refusing to use it. It's like fan stub, I think it's called. It was something like that, but they were point blank refusing because they'd like, nah, I don't want anybody using that ticket. I want it to be empty. I think that's wild.
That's not right, man. It's not right at all.
That's
But
that's
my point out that when Celtic scored the second half, that wasn't the Hibs fans celebrating. That was Celtic fans on the Hibs end.
aye.
Yeah.
Probably got tickets off Hibs fans, which is
Aye.
wild to me. I'm obviously I said that thing about Celtic in Europe. I'd rather them not be in it, but that was more in a. I just wanted us to focus on the league, but
Mm.
Hibs haven't got anything really to play for. They're in an alright place. You would think they would just go out there and want Hibs to win as many games as possible and finish the highest they can possibly can, but they're just focusing more on the other clubs in the city, which you can't do. You just can't do that because we can't focus on Rangers too much. You know what I mean? Because they just end up being that obsessed, but they like to call us. They're like, you need to support your club and you need to be there for your club, win, lose or draw. In my opinion.
I agree, mate. Your love for your club and your focus on your club should be much more than your interest in your rivals or whoever or your club you
100%.
don't like or whatever. But anyway, that's what happened. But let's talk about the game, mate. I mean, my thoughts are I thought the first kind of 15, 20 minutes Celtic dominated the game. They
Mhm.
passed the ball about really well. Obviously, the sending off came, which we spoke about, which was definitely a red. Then, there was a couple of chances here and there for Celtic, Yang and I thought Yang and Nygren and Maida all played okay, you know what I mean? But the problem was, mate, as we spoke about last week, with the Hearts and Hibs game, it was Celtic trying to break Hibs down, and Hibs for the third game in a row had a man sent off, and were just happy to defend. They were happy to knock the ball away and defend, and as soon as Celtic tried to kind of the wee intricate passes and stuff, Hibs were more than happy just to boot the ball away and that. But obviously, from your point of view, we're looking for more. We're looking for more creativity. But eventually, mate, we get the goal. Diza Maida scores. Uh, Again, Rangers fans claiming that it was offside, even though VAR is technology. They're trying to argue with technology now. They made Alistair Johnston's fit bigger and all this nonsense.
I seen that.
Uh,
I seen that. It's
Honestly,
about a size 12.
oh
Fucking
my
wild.
god, mate. Honestly, it's humiliating what they're doing, man. And they're going even worse now because they're at it. So
Aye.
that's what you're going to hear now, man. The excuses, they were getting their excuses in early because they knew they were getting pumped tonight. That's what I think. But
Aye. Aye.
so Maida scores the goal, mate. What was your thoughts on the overall performance of the first half? Because I'm not going to lie, I thought Connected was really poor. I was actually going to text you and say, but I was just too busy watching the game. I was actually going to text you and say, is Connected playing for Hibs? Because every time he got the ball, he was passing it back the way.
But it's
And
wild.
it was fucking frustrating the life out of me, man.
No, it's wild because see when he does try to take on a man, he can do it and he does do it well. But he just, I don't know, like you we mentioned it, I think it was last time. Is it a confidence thing? But I don't get where the lack of confidence is because he came and he looked brilliant and everyone was pure raving about him. Then it just went in a wee spell that he couldn't start a game and he was only an impact player. That I it's just he is wild to me because I know like we
He's
both
got it.
know. He's a good footballer, but he just can't do it for 90 minutes, and it's just he's not going to last long, and it's going to be a shame because it's going to be a wasted opportunity for him because a lack of confidence or a lack of his own abilities or something like there's something that he needs to focus on in the off season to kind of probably kickstart his Celtic career because if he continues like this, whoever the manager's going to be, they'll be expecting him to perform for 90 minutes, as will the fans, because the fans will end up getting on his back because we can't afford to have a player who's only good for 30, 40 minutes a game. I mean,
Aye. I think it is a confidence thing. I think that see the first half of the season when we're thinking this guy looks well, the first quarter of the season when
mm,
we thought this guy looks really good and he's gliding by players and all that. See 9 times out of 10, see when he was putting balls in the box, there was nobody there, right?
mm,
And I remember saying to you and Davey on off the other side, I think I think there's a real good player in Tenecti, but there's nobody there to finish off his chances. And
mm,
I think that maybe Tunekti is kind of like, he's getting no confidence because he's thinking, even if I do things right here, there's nobody in the box to actually tuck this away from me. And I could be totally wrong, but that's just how I feel. I feel he's just gone back away now because he's getting no confidence in the players running about him and that. But there was a couple of things in the second half where he was kind of going by players and stuff and chipping into the box and that, and the old Tunekti was there. But I've got to say, the first half I thought he was really poor, and I thought that he was slipping about an arm, man. He needs to sort his boots out or something.
aye. I had a few players, but I think my head was the same. But I think you hit the nail on the head. It was okay. Like I'm still waiting on this statement performance. I think you're the same. I think loads of Celtic fans are the same. That we were just going out there playing really well for the first whistle of the last, but it's just not there. It's just not there now, and the fact that we're still in the title race, I think Martin O'Neill needs to get his flowers and credit for that, because with the squad that we've got, we know there's so much lacking, but he's got something. He's got something in the locker that he's digging out time and time again. And I also found out yesterday that he's never lost at Easter Road as a Celtic manager.
Really?
Nah, never.
Interesting stuff.
There's only, I think there's only a couple of stadiums in Scotland that he's never lost, and Easter Road's one of them.
Oh well, happy with that, Omen. Glad that continued yesterday. But I
Mm.
mean, I think Celtic, like I say yesterday, we were trying our best to create chances and stuff, but it just wasn't. Just something wasn't clicking. Maida, we know, mate, isn't the most natural finisher. So I
Mm.
think that doesn't help when he's in positions. You know, but that one where he was clearing through on goal when he just slices it and goes by the post in the first half, and you're like, if that's a proper striker, you
Nice.
know, that's in the back of the net. He didn't even test the goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? Didn't get it target. I thought Yang played all right yesterday in spells. Again, his final product just wasn't there, but he was trying his best. He was getting by players, and my mates were going to group chat getting Nygren off, and I'm like, I thought Nygren was all right, man. I thought he was in the same kind of boat as Yang and stuff, where it's not quite clicking and it's not happening, but he's a threat. You know what I mean? And
Right.
he was trying and all that, and I'm like, you can't just be taking fucking Nygren off you. You just can't. But
I think it's because of the same thing we were talking about last time, though. Is
mm,
there's fans there who just think you need to press more, you need to do something more, and it's the same. I didn't think he played terribly, but I was watching the game with a few of my mates, and they were just like, "Get him off," and it's every time they have the argument like, "Oh, why do you not like Nygren?" It's always the same things I say. He's just not, and to us anyway, like he's not doing enough with the pressing and all that sort of stuff. But that might not just, it might not be his game. That's not what he does. I mean, it might just be that's the type of player he is.
I just think at this stage, I think at this stage you can't be taking guys like Nygren off. He's one of our main goal threats. He's a player of the year. Well done to him, by the way. He got a hat trick of awards last night at the Celtic Player of the Awards. He got Player of the Year, Player of the Year, and top goal scorer of the year. So well done to Benjamin Nygren. I don't quite see what other people see. I'm not going to lie. I do. Well, I do and I don't. I don't see it
Right.
to the extreme. I don't see it to the extreme where I think he's utter shite and I want him off the park like a load of people do.
Aye. I
Uh,
don't. I'm not in that category.
aye,
I'm the same as you. That I can see
aye,
how he's good, and I also can see how he's not. And
aye, aye,
but you're probably right. Like at this stage of the season,
aye.
he's really touch and go. He's scored 20 goals or something like that. So we need to keep him on and just hope he's going to get an opportunity. I heard people shout for a tie when I was watching the game. So that's how bad. Well, I was going to say how bad I thought we were, but I didn't even think we were that bad. It just felt like sometimes when we had the ball, it was like a hot potato. Nobody wanted it. It just kept passing, kept passing.
Mm,
Like, just take an opportunity, take a shot for outside the box.
aye.
I've been crying out for that for ages, and people just refuse to do it. Or when they do it, it's fucking 5 minutes too late. It's fucking does me
Aye.
nothing.
That's another thing about these people that are screaming for Nygren to come off. There's no options. You know what I mean? Hatati's not the man. Bernardo's not the man. Luke McCowan's not the man. There's nobody on the bench to actually come on and make the impact that Nygren can make. So, I mean, even if you're the biggest Nygren, hater out there, there's no a better option.
But
You know
the
what I mean?
people who say get Nygren off are the ones that are shouting for a tatty because they're like, well,
Aye. Yes.
he's got that bit of something, but he's not shown it in about 2 years.
Exactly. That's people living on past, man. I've said it again, but I don't want to rabbit on about Hitati. Martin Hill's made his mind up about him, and I'm just so
Yeah,
glad that he did
so,
eventually. But I sort of, first half comes to is about to come to an end, and then, mate, I don't know what you think. I was a very, very soft free kick. I mean, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, the ball was kind of at the touchline. It was a bit of a 50-50 in my opinion. I don't think that's a free kick for starters.
I can see why it was given, but I probably gave you it as very soft. It is
I
very
think it was
soft.
soft. But
I think it was very soft.
aye, but we invited pressure on it as the ball comes into the box and Salo misses it. For the I'm a big fan of Salo. I think that he was poor on that goal right enough. Then Nygren, who I've just praised, I'm a big fan of Nygren, as people know, but he somehow decides to fucking header the ball back into the middle of the box. The ball comes down to Joe Newell. The ball hits off his side and then drops onto his forearm, and then he sticks it away with his left foot. That's my interpretation of that, Corey. To me, it was an absolute stonewall handball. It's not even like a debatable one. It's not even like different angles. Oh, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
It was a stonewall handball.
Because they tried that with Sky Sports to do the different angles. Every angle made it worse. I
Aye.
mean, every angle it showed that it scaled his forearm. And we were saying it before we started recording. Joe knew when the goal was actually given. He was kind of like, oh, didn't expect that. Because
Aye.
he knew he handled the ball. Everybody in that stadium knew he handled the ball. So, again, we were talking about people saying, oh, Celtic got getting everything. They want Celtic to win the league. Why the fuck was that given then? If you've got this conspiracy theory head on, how is that given? Because if it was them or Hearts, uprose, uprose. But people were just like, oh, you get them, sometimes you don't. That's what it feels like. So I'm like, don't think so. Because I think it was Toby. He wrote something on Facebook and it was basically like, Celtic are, no, the SFA are lucky that didn't kind of matter at the end of the day. Because see if it did and that lost us the title, fuck it,
No,
imagine the fucking uproar then.
I know. But I mean, I do think it was just bad officiating. I think these guys are under pressure. They've got about 2 or 3 minutes to actually make a decision, even though it's still too long. They go on and on and on. I do think I got it blatantly wrong. I thought that whoever was in the VAR room just thought I'm no 100% that's hit his arm, which
Aye.
I
Aye.
just
I think
don't
that
fucking understand, to be honest. But I mean,
I think that's
even the Dale Corey, I have seen not just people in the work, but people online and other podcasts saying that did he hit his arm, which I just find incredible.
I don't know how people are saying that didn't hit his arm because it did. It quite clearly did because it changed the direction of the ball as well. Because if it didn't hit his hand, I don't think he would be able to take the shot off.
Right,
If it hit his side, it was going straight down. It wasn't going forward. So how was it going to go forward if it didn't hit his hand?
right.
But I just don't get how that was given. And like you said, it took so long, and they've got the privilege of seeing all these angles. And every time I seen it, it was looking worse. So, but I like you said that if VAR doesn't think they're not 100% conclusive on it, I think
Mm.
that's why they say you have to go on-field decision, which
Aye.
is I think is a bit strange. But there we
Well,
are.
I don't know if you've seen the Man U Liverpool game yesterday, did you?
Aye, aye, aye,
Well, Sesko's goal.
aye,
I mean,
aye,
that was the
identical.
exact same thing.
Aye, identical. And after you seen Jamie McGrath, pretty much explaining it like, aye, it was a handball, fucking that's that end of type of
Aye,
thing. And
aye.
so I was like, how can they get it right? And but I don't know. That's a different conversation about the officiating in this country. It's fucking wild.
But aye, no, that goal was given.
The Sesko goal.
The Man U goal was given, aye.
Aye, but he was saying it was it's a handball, but
Aye,
you get them sometimes and you don't get them sometimes.
aye, aye.
But I think it's wild. Yeah,
Aye,
that's not
but that's
that's
two, two massive decisions. But again, it's just a bad decision done in England. I don't believe for a second that they're doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? Like a big, massive game like that, let's fucking make an ass of it. I mean, but
No, no, I know.
it's just these conspiracy theories are really doing my head in now. They really are. Especially, I mean, Rangers have had loads this season. Loads. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
You think of the Fernandez decision at the start of the season with penalty, when they played Livingston. That was just the most obvious thing in the world. There's been loads like
uh,
that. But you get them, you don't get them. You know what I mean? It's just one of the things. But the Celtic game again, I mean, there's another stonewall penalty. an absolute stonewall penalty. He, Josh Campbell pushes Benjamin Nygren like a full blown push off the park, and nothing's given. Maida comes over and tries to kick the ball and all that, and hits it off their player, and there's a big scuffle and all this. But that's why I'm saying that the Tynecastle one in the first half was soft, because you compare that to that shove.
Aye. The Josh Campbell does not attempt to get that ball at all.
No,
He's like, fuck him, and shoves him. And I get like Maeda got booked for the kick, but at one point Maeda does that, and three of them are pure grabbing him.
no.
I'm like,
Maida's trying to get away from the situation.
aye, he's put his hand up, but that Josh Campbell, he put like proper had a grip on him.
I
I'm
know.
like, I don't know if that's maybe violent conduct there. I mean, he's getting a wee bit too close for comfort, if you know what I mean. He was proper grabbing him and right in his face. I like that could be down as violent conduct. So I think he was kind of lucky just to have the one yellow card, because I think he could have got the yellow card for his stupidity. Val could have looked at that and says, "Aye, there's another yellow card for violent conduct," and I don't think he would have much complaints with that, to be honest.
I mean, see when you actually look at it, mate, right? It's the three big decisions in that Celtic and Hibs game yesterday, right? They got wrong, and it was against Celtic. So
Aye,
see all this pish, Celtic are getting everything. Jamie McGrath was not sent off originally. They had to go to VAR. It was a clear handball that was given as a goal, and there was a blatant foul, a push on Nygren that wasn't given. It wasn't even went to VAR. So that's three big decisions against Celtic that didn't go their way. Thankfully, mate, that man again. He's magic.
He's a
He's
fucking
magic.
hero.
Kelechi Iheanacho.
He's
He's
magic, you know.
no Kelechi. What is it? Kelechi. I can't even sing it. I can't say his name.
Iheanacho. I think it's
Kelechi Iheanacho. He comes on again.
Gonna
Eh?
start a Nigerian Prince one. Gonna get that started.
Nigerian Prince, aye. He'll be emailing you, telling
Aye,
you.
just doing all that. Love it.
But anyway, he scores a lovely goal, mate. Ball comes down, and it's a poacher's goal. It's very kind of as we spoke about with Shankland earlier. Ian Atchell's in a penalty box striker, and he took it down really well. And mate, I don't know about you, but I was screaming and shouting at the television in happiness, because I thought, see, when it got to that kind of 70, 71, 72 mark, you're like, oh no, this is going to be one of the days, man. And see, Celtic hadn't got that goal, mate, and Hearts won the day, Rangers and Celtic would have been out of the title.
Oh, aye, 100%. And I think as well, see, because I think there was about that mark, we were throwing everything at Hibs, everything. And then I thought, see if we're throwing everything apart for the kitchen sink at them, like one counter attack, we could be fucked. That's what I was thinking in my head as well. I was like, we need to find this balance, and he scored, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck anymore. So like, just a friend for your life, man. This is great.
It's amazing what a difference a goal does to your mood button, to man, because sitting there like
Mate.
an absolute tender hooks, man, and then eventually go and just a relief. Because we all know, if time had charged on, and then Celtic hadn't scored, it would have been a very tall ask to actually still be in this title race. But I mean, Hibs had their chance at the end, mate. That's Soto. I think he should have done a lot better. He should have at least tested Sinisalo.
I don't think he. I think he came in too quickly, if you know what I mean. And he just kind of, just take a hit, and after you like, fuck, just fucked it.
I think we got away with one.
But the overall performance, I would say it was alright. Still massive improvements, because I think a few people were saying it in the pub when I was watching it, was if we played that way against Rangers, I know they're out of the title race, but if we played that way against Rangers, I think we wouldn't win that game.
Well, this is the thing. I know we'll do our preview show at the end of the week. Even though Rangers are out the title race and all this, right? They're not wanting us to win it. They'll want Hearts to win the league now. So they'll be turning up on Sunday, mate, all guns blazing. And I don't want to talk too much about it, because, like I say, we will do the preview show. But I'm hoping that might suit Celtic. You know what I mean? The Rangers are going to go there on Sunday and try and take the game to us, and that'll maybe hopefully leave gaps in behind, and we will go and score a few, which I'm really, really hoping. I think we will, man. I'm confident about Sunday, but like I say, it's a different kettle of fish now for Rangers because they've got nothing to play for apart from trying to stop us from winning the title. That's it.
That's what I was going to say. When was one of my mates put in one of the group chats I'm in saying, when was the last time Celtic bet Rangers when Rangers didn't have anything to play for?
It's happened quite a lot.
Recently, because I think about it, the Barry Ferguson with the Watergate, we pretty much won the league by then. Still bet us. I mean, the Clermont, I'm sure
Aye,
got a draw or a win against us. I mean,
I
I don't know
suppose,
if it's
man.
so I don't know if it's going to be as because, like you said, they've got nothing to play for, and all they have to do is try stop Celtic winning the league. They've kind of got all the pressure on Celtic type of thing.
Well,
Because if they lose,
aye.
they'll that well it just properly confirms that we're out the title race. But see if they get a win against Celtic, at least they're no winning it either.
Aye. Well, I think a lot of it depends on Saturday night's result as well. You know, Motherwell against Hearts at Fir Park. I think if Motherwell get anything against Hearts, which I'm hoping they will, because Motherwell are a really, really, really good team, especially at home. You know, they've still got all these good players, your Just, your Watts, your Martionices, your Slatteries, all these guys. See if Motherwell get a result against Hearts, hopefully a win, then that gives Celtic a massive boost going into Sunday. Do you know what I mean? That gives us a major, major incentive to go and batter Rangers and, you know, then take it down to the last day of the season because, you know, obviously it's going to be tough still to we need to go to Motherwell and that, but I mean, I don't know. I just think if Motherwell get anything against Hearts, it's going to give us a massive boost for Sunday.
If Motherwell get anything on against Hearts on Saturday, I'll walk to Motherwell and grab Askew and saying you're being the Celtic manager. I won't. I
Well, that's
fuck this
another thing, you know what
contract
I
to
mean? That's
Motherwell.
it, mate. That's it.
But I would drag him because
Mhm.
I've heard through sources that Askew's been asking Stephen Welsh how Celtic operate more than not how it is to play with Celtic, how it feels to be like just being around the stadium. He's probably want to know the nitty gritty. Supposedly, this is all like here's what I've heard. So
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe he's asking the question because he's wanting to know a wee bit before signing the contract. I don't know.
Aye. Yeah. Well, let's hope so anyway. But I mean, I'd take Askew. I'd take Askew ahead of Robbie Keane and kind of Bellamy and all these other guys that have been mentioned. That I think Celtic fans were all pretty much sold on Askew now, aren't we? I think that he's done enough, man. You know, his result away to Ibrox certainly didn't do him any harm the other week. Uh, and it
Performance
was,
against us. I mean,
oh,
was
aye. And you know, if he goes and gets a result, if he goes and does his turn on Saturday, mate, I think there'll be a massive kind of Celtic fans going, let's just go and get this guy.
yeah. It's because it's like we've seen the way, like you said, we've seen the way they play all season. You're like this. They don't even play like extraordinary football. It's just basic football, but they've just got used to it that much. It's drilled into them that well that they look like superstars. And he's done that with a shoestring budget. He made players like Stephen O'Donnell and Paul McGinn that look fucking phenomenal. And I was like, but see, after listening on own goal, I was sold. I like get him in. It was just the
Yeah.
way he spoke about football, and that's what I was saying. It reminded me of Andrew. It was just the way he spoke about him, like so much passion there, and he just wants to do whoever he's way. He wants to do the best to his ability, and just bring success. And I'm like, that's what I want in a manager, not to come here like a Bellamy. I think he would come up here stick get a job for a wee while, and as soon as a Premier League job will be off. And I think that would be the same with Robbie Keane as well. As soon as a big job in England comes up, he'll be like catches after.
Yeah, probably, mate. That's fair enough. That's fair enough if that happens. I mean, but time will tell, mate, where at when it comes to all that. But still, for this season, as much as I'm hoping and praying that Celtic can go on and win this league, mate, I still believe, as it stands right now, well, it's a pretty obvious statement, but it's in Hearts' hands. You know, Hearts, if they get a win on Saturday, mate, I think that's huge because you would expect them to beat Falkirk at home, with their home form and that. And Falkirk are a decent enough team and stuff, but I think they would struggle to go to Tynecastle right now and get a result. So I think the best we can hope for is for Motherwell to get a result on Saturday and then, take it down to the last day of the season, because it's going to be difficult for Celtic to beat Rangers and then to beat Motherwell away from home. That's two huge games for us as well, man. When you look at it right now, the three games, Hearts are the favourite. They've got to be massive favourites now, I think.
Has to be. Well, they've not been beaten at home this season in the league anyway.
Mad.
So that's they've got that always in the feather in their cap, but they just need to do the basics. Just like 2-1 against Rangers, that's all they need. Just get that one goal and just defend for it. Because I'd be happy obviously if Motherwell get a result, but I wouldn't be shocked if it just ended up 1-0 Hearts.
Yeah.
Mm.
As much as I'll be heartbroken if we don't win the league, I'm not going to lie. I will turn around at the end of the season and go, fair play, Hearts. They beat Celtic. They beat Celtic home and away. They beat Rangers home and away. They've beat Motherwell. They've beat all the top teams. You know what I mean? They've beat all the top teams consistently. Um, they've not get beat. They've not been beat at Tynecastle this season. They've had all their injuries and they've still won games. Mate, it's hard to fucking criticise Hearts in any way this season.
There's a few podcasts that I've listened to, and they were like, all season we've just been waiting on the bubble to burst, and
No,
to an extent, I still think it'll burst eventually.
bust her.
It'll
3 games to
burst
go. Bust
eventually.
May. We're in May. Fuck you, bust.
I'll burst. Don't worry about it. But because I know I was paranoid about Aberdeen last season, and when I started getting paranoid about Hearts this season, I'm like, don't be daft. For October
Well,
and after, I'm like,
yeah.
oh, shite.
Well,
It's
see to be
actually going
fair,
on.
their bubble did bust for a bit. They get beat
Mm.
off St Mirren away, they get beat off Kilmarnock away, they get beat
Aye.
off Rangers away. They have had their fair share of, bad results this
Aye.
season.
They had the gap
Particularly,
though. Aye.
eh?
They had the gap though. That's obviously a safety blanket. I mean,
Aye, they get beat off Aberdeen away over the last few months. I mean, their away form hasn't been great over the last couple of months. But, I mean, they're still top of the league. They've still done it. Celtic and Rangers haven't been good enough this season.
mm,
And we're in May, and it's between Celtic and Hearts who's going to win the league. And I mean, I don't know. It's difficult to. It's really really hard to say who's going to win it. But if I was a gambling man and I was a neutral, I think I'd be putting my money on Hearts at this point. And I
mm,
don't want to be negative. I know it's going to be mostly Celtic fans that watch this, but I'm just trying to be honest. I mean, I'm hoping with all my heart and praying with all my heart that Celtic get this job done over the next few weeks. But I think Hearts they would be. I think Hearts would be absolutely devastated now if they threw this away.
aye. They would definitely be devastated. But I was just thinking, do you not think of the whole Martin O'Neill magic thing? Do you think they'll?
Eh, mate, aye,
Do
aye.
you still think it? Do you still think that's a possibility? They'll
Oh, aye.
pull out the sleeve somehow.
Oh, aye. I
But,
mean, as long as we've got Martin O'Neill, as long as we've got, well, we've spoken about it, as long as we've still got our players, your McGregors and Forrest and Tierneys and all this, we're still having a great shout. But I just think if you're a Hearts fan now and you're a Hearts player and you're anything related to Hearts, you've got to be dreaming now, man. You've got to be going, this is it. This has got to be it now the next few weeks. Go to Fir Park. Fir Park's absolutely huge for them on Saturday night. Like that's even bigger
aye,
than night. You know what I mean? It's new that the next game is new the hugest game they've had. And the next game, see Saturday night, this is Hearts' biggest ever game. You know what I mean?
aye,
That's how big it is.
aye.
Um, so because it's even bigger than night because it's down to two. It's down to two teams. So
Mhm.
I mean, I just think that if I was a Hearts fan, I'd be going, we've done this.
Aye. You seen at the end of the game, they still had they had banners and all that, like keep believing and all that, and like I seen ones that was like Cammy Devlin, it just said believe. They've all like bought into it now. They're all like, we're going to win this fucking league.
And by the way,
you can't blame them. You can't
no,
blame them.
as you know, as we spoke about Celtic not being great, I don't think Hearts have been. I don't think Hearts have been amazing. Like, you know what I mean? It's not as if they've been top class all season. It's just been they've been decent. They've been good. You know, any other year, if it's a normal Celtic Rangers year, then the Hearts are nowhere near it. It's just been the fact that Rangers and Celtic have had two of their worst ever seasons. And I'm not want to take anything away from Hearts. It's just the truth. I mean, even the night, I thought they were that first half performance. That to me, that was the champions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
But
that second
again,
half,
that's
bad.
second half, aye. But again, you look at Celtic yesterday. That wasn't a performance of champions either, was it? So,
Don't know.
but we'll see, mate. We'll see. But aye. So last night, I just wanted to talk a wee bit about last night, the player of the years and stuff. Benjamin Nygren gets it. I know we have spoken about him. Over the last few weeks. So Fabrizio Romano came out tonight and basically said that there are several clubs after Benjamin Nygren, mate, and I know that we spoke about this all night as well, about how he would be massive to replace, and I think he'd be even harder to replace than Maida and all this. But I said in a group chat earlier as well to you, is that, mate, think about this. Engels gets sold, Nygren gets sold, Maida gets sold. You know, we've already know that Engels is going to go for big money because 30 million, or nearly 30 million pound get knocked back. So let's say 30 million pound for Engels. I'm sorry, but I want 20 for Nygren a day, and I want at least 10 for Maida. So you know, it's like fucking 60 million pound possibly coming to Celtic in the summer.
But then after you get into the whole, would they both spend it, or would they just like they've
I
done
can't
this
go through
season?
that roller coaster again this summer, man.
But that's why I was saying last week that I want to ask you rather than Robbie Keane, because I think he'll want to push that boat. And I think we do need to push that boat, because I think about all the loanee players are going to go away. You've got players that, like you said, Engels, Nygren, Maeda, Hatati and all that, they'll all be wanting to leave. So we'll have a small squad, so we'll need to replace them with good bits of quality. So we'll need it. We'll need to spend the money regardless who the manager is. Like, say if it is Robbie Keane and we don't spend any money, shocking, like shocking for the board. But they can't. They don't have any excuse not to, because we'll have a pure shortened squad.
Well, who can you see leaving in the summer? Because like I say, I can see Engels, Nygren, and Maida leaving. You mentioned Tatati there. I can see him leaving. I think we're at the stage now, though, where we'll be very, very lucky to get, 4 or 5 for Tatati. I can see him going back to Japan for a few million, to be honest.
Okay.
I just can't see Tatati going anywhere else at this point in his career. I think that he needs to go back to Japan and just fucking see his career, and that's my opinion. I can't really think of anybody else. Like, somebody said Yang maybe move on, because obviously, like, he's been linked with Norwich early years and that. And again, you're only getting a couple of £1 million for him. But Celtic aren't in a position right now to go out and let Nygren and Engels and Maida and Hatati and Yang and all that go. They have to. They have to make sure that they're going to bring people in first.
Alright, but I was thinking as well, like, you're thinking Engels, Nygren, you could probably put Maeda and maybe Yang in that bracket. You've got the World Cup as well. And I mean, you could even put Trust in that. And you never know, Trust may get called up, have a blinder a World Cup, and somebody's like, yeah, there's 12 million for him.
I think Trusty's been excellent the last few months for Celtic as well.
So like, he could go to the World Cup, have a blinder, then after he could have that big money move somewhere.
Alistair Johnston.
Alistair Johnston, the exact same. I mean, you could even say maybe one of the Scottish players that we've got. I was only thinking really Ralston, but I don't think he's going to set the world on fire. But you never know. Like, a couple of games, somebody might be like, I like the look at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's all plausible, especially when it is a World Cup year. Like, when you've got international players, it is all possible. Like, one team will be watching it doing, I like him, fucking phone Celtic and ask how much you want him.
I know, but it's the thing is, it's like, the thing is, if we say Celtic go down the road of we sell Engels, we sell Nygren, we sell Maida, right? Say we lose day three. You know, the guys that, like I said earlier, mate, the guys who are there right now, a lot of them aren't good enough to be there. Paolo Bernardo, Luke McCowan, they're not going to fill his shoes. Callum McGregor's getting on now. Kasper Schmeichel's going to leave. Sriracha is going to go back. Um, who else is MD else on loan? Oxley Chamberlain, he's an older guy. It's the squad would look really poor if you lose the three, man.
And then you're thinking the that you've got. I know they've not been playing well, but it's like Svein Chara, Adamu, and Vuka. They're all
Oh,
away.
them. What are you thinking about them? Aye.
You've not even got them as an option to
Uh,
say, oh, just put them on. They're going back to their clubs.
they're
I
off.
mean,
But the thing is,
so
it's like, say we sell the three that I mentioned and we get Askew as a manager. Let's say, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but how would you
hypothetically,
feel? Aye, hypothetically, how would you feel if Engels, Nygren, and Maida goes, and we bring in Watt, Justin, Masmanisi?
if it's we ask you, I don't, I don't think I would mind it, to be honest, because I think he would only go for them if he knows they can handle that pressure, they can handle that standard.
Aye.
So, because think about it, you think even Brendan Rodgers, he didn't really go into Liverpool and pick some of even the younger players to come up here to do a job for us because he probably didn't think they would deal with the pressure of being up here.
But with Nate Phillips, that was about the only one, wasn't it?
But
Oh,
even
that
then,
was under Lennon, actually, wasn't it?
aye.
Was
So,
Lennon.
but that's what I'm saying. Even then,
Mm.
didn't really rate him. He would
Nah, I
probably,
don't.
I mean, so it's a different kettle of fish. But if Askew can come in, again hypothetically, and after he sees this is the ambitions of the club, this is the standards of the club. If he looks at Justin Watt and Masmanisi and stuff like that, see if he thinks they could deal with that, then I'm all for it.
I'm sure Askew already knows the standards. He knows that
Yeah.
you'll need to win every game at Celtic.
But
Mm.
being there for the outside perspective and actually being in it, imagine
Aye.
it's the night and day. You know what I mean,
It probably is, mate, but I mean, he'll know that you need to win most games, and he'll know
mm,
whether Justin Watt or Masmanisi or, even fucking Slattery or whatever, he'll know who
mm,
can handle it and who can't. Will he
aye.
bring back? Will he bring? I'm wanting to ask you because it'll be interesting to see if he brings in like, let's go down the Stephen Welsh road, or does he want somebody better because he's got a better options now? You know what I
Aye,
mean?
aye.
Or does he rate Stephen Welsh highly or whatever? I mean, but it'll be interesting, mate. But with that again, it feels like a lifetime away, even though it's only like fucking about a month away if we find this shit out. You know what I mean? But
Aye.
in fact, that'll be interesting. When do you think we'll find out a new manager?
Don't know because I seen somebody mention it because obviously the ticket and season ticket renewals were late this year. It's usually about mid-April, and
Mm,
they've only released it like the other day. So
mm,
people are they doing that for a reason? Because the deadline, I think it's like the last game of the season. So they're
mm,
going to do right. That's all the season tickets done. Here's
mm.
Askew, or here's Robbie Keane.
Thing is, it's like I can understand if it's one of the two. I can understand why they're not saying anything yet because the way everybody's acting now or that mob are acting now is teams are doing us favours and shit. So if we
Aye,
come out and go like Askew's the new manager and then they play Hearts on Saturday, you know what I mean? And
aye,
then
so
they beat them.
do
They beat
that.
them. It's like the fucking, you know what I mean? So or then
Aye,
they be play Motherwell. You know what I mean? It's like they lay down if we beat them
aye,
on shit.
aye. So
And as for the Robbie Keane thing, there's loads of people who don't want Robbie Keane.
mm,
So it might not be the best idea to announce him right now and
aye, wait
bring in
till
a
the
bit of
money's in.
harmony. Aye,
Wait till the
aye.
money's in. But that's why in my head when I thought of that and when I seen it, I think it was on Twitter. I'm like, it has to be out of there too then.
I think it is.
Right, for that logic as well, because that was what was going through my head. I was like, if they announce Askew now, just before they play Hearts, just before they play Celtic, you're going to get all the conspiracy theorists
Nah,
sound.
you can't be doing that.
And if it was Robbie Keane, they're probably wanting the Celtic fans to do. You know what? I'd take Robbie Keane. But I don't think he'll ever will. I think there's always going to be people don't want him for whatever reason. So they're waiting until the money's in, like guaranteed money. I might be
I
moving.
definitely think. I still maintain there's a verbal agreement somewhere done.
Mhm.
I really do.
I might be moving. Did I tell you that?
Aye, you were saying, mate. Aye,
Aye. Because of the
aye.
fucking boys. Cunts.
Aye. Aye, it's not great, mate. It's not great. But
It'll be a good atmosphere if we've got both of them there, to be perfectly honest. But it's shite for the people that are already there. It was the same when they made it the standing section. There was like
you
right
better
down the
tell
left.
everybody what we're talking about, but people that are watching.
Oh, aye. The boys, the other ultras, they're moving from one. I can't even remember that corner. The one corner to the standing section, and the people that are already there are getting told to shift or basically you're not got a season ticket anymore. Which
So
I think.
basically, you're just above the Green Brigade, and you're
Aye.
standing in the standing section, and the boys who are in the north part of Celtic Park are now coming over to be next to the Green Brigade,
Aye.
and you guys like yourself who are just kind of normal punters turning up to the game are being asked to move so that
Aye.
these other ultras can get in. So
Aye.
I mean, it's funny in it, but you know what I mean. Celtic are, trying to stamp down an ultraism and all that. Ultraism's that a bit, but that's not even a word, man.
Ultranism? I don't think so.
Ultraism,
Sounds
ultraism.
right, but it sounds right.
They're trying to stamp down on this, and they're falling out with the Green Brigades, and they're falling out with all these ultras. Yet they're bringing in there to be in that section now, so which I'm not against, but I mean
I don't
they
know
need
if
to.
that was part of the terms and all that for them coming back. They probably like see next season, can we join up with them and Celtic like aye.
Well, as long as they fucking behave themselves, you know what I mean. Keep politics out of football. Keep all your fucking pyros away to fuck man and all this, and stop getting us fined and banned, and stop getting yourself banned. Just turn up and sing your songs and bring the amazing atmosphere to Parkhead and away games that you always do. You know what I mean? That's what we want for you. We don't want all the other shit. I'm totally for your beliefs in Palestine and Ireland and all this stuff, right? But see if it's against the rules, gonna just no do it, please. Go and do it outside by all means. Protest outside and that. But see if you're bringing fucking £20,000 fines to Celtic all the time, and you know what I mean, you're getting yourself banned for fucking 3 months. That's not helping any of us.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've got a
So,
point. You've got a
just
point.
my opinion. I'm totally for your right to express yourselves, but if it's against the rules, just fucking abide by the rules, man. Um, but aye, that's
You're
my thoughts
Celtic
on it.
da. That's all you are. You're a Celtic
I'm a
da.
Celtic da. Aye, fucking right. Anyway, mate, we will do our preview show to the big Glasgow Derby.
Thursday.
Glasgow Derby.
Glasgow Derby.
Glasgow Derby / Old Firm match on Sunday. We'll be doing it. We'll do it probably Thursday or Friday, won't we?
Aye. Either
Um,
one of these two. I think
maybe,
Thursday.
maybe, maybe Friday, man, because there's quite a lot of football this week. You know what I mean? Champions League and Europa League and that. So there's a few interesting games There's a few interesting games to watch, but it'll only be half an hour, so we'll squeeze it in at some point. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. As always, hit the subscribe button and share it everywhere and tell all your friends about the Celtic Corner.
When it's
Want to Celtic? Hail, hail.